Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sean Wayne today. Halika, pag-usapan natin itong isang post na to na galing kay Flat Chick at sa reaction ni Reaction TV.ph, no? Isa rin sa pag-uusapan natin ay itong sinabi dito ni Barbers. Okay? So dito, malinaw na kaya yung 37 or 38 na content creator ang kanyang pinatawag dahil ang pinaka-main ano nila is mga suporta talaga ng mga Duterte. Okay? Anyway, punta muna tayo dito sa post na ito. Then pag-usapan natin yung mga reaction din ni Reaction TV. Ngayon na nga, no? So, ayun nga dito sa post ni Flat Chick. Palakay natin guys para mas lalo yung mga appreciate. Sabi niya rito, could Ace Barbers face billion pesos class lawsuit for defamation? Kung maalala nyo nga guys, 37 na content creator ang kanyang inimbita. Excuse me. Grabe na. Yung birth ko. Sorry about that. But even before pala tayo mapalayo, I want to say happy birthday kay Dr. Ira, ang may bahay ng aking panyerong si Mang Temyong. Sabi ko kay Doc Ira, birthday mo naman Doc Ira. Huwag mo na munang ilagay sa doghouse itong si Mang Temyong ko. Wishing you all the best and good health, Doktora. Siyempre, happy life lang, tuloy-tuloy. And more success, diba? Yan. Wish natin yan kay Doc Ira, tayong mga bumubuo ng tambay ni I Am Shanwin at saka ng I Am Shanwin YouTube channel. Yan. If we can offer one prayer for Doc Ira's success and good health, maganda yan. Wala po siyang sakit ha. It's just that it's her birthday. Yun yung pinakamagandang gift na pwede natin ibigay kay Doc Ira. No? Anyway, so balik na nga tayo. Sabi dito ni Flat Chick, doon sa mga hindi pa po nakaka-follow sa kanya, napakaganda po ng kanyang mga nasusulat. Ano? For repeatedly calling his subject online as narco and pogo vloggers without any iota of evidence. 37 online opinion writers' reputation got badly damaged as a result of his sweeping statement destroying their person. Okay. Honestly, wala pa akong alam kung anong hakbang ng mga 37 na to, including me. Wala pa po akong nagiging desisyon tungkol dyan. And binibigyan po tayo ng idea ng netizen. No? Kasi may mga pinalabas na nga may pinalabas na si political something. May nakita kami, hindi namin na alam, nakita namin. Kinampanya niya yung interview ni Barbers. Simulat sa poll na inopen niya yung kanyang privilege speech. So lahat po ng kanyang interview, talagang sinasabi niya na yung mga iimbitahan di umano ay mga narco vloggers. Narco at saka pogo vloggers. Bakit po ba delikado ito na nililabel kami na narco at saka pogo vloggers? Number one, which is very ironic, pwede kaming taniman ng mga kaso, lalo na related sa drugs. Ganyan ka-reckless si Ace Barbers, no? Hindi ko alam kung sino nagtawag sa kanya na and come to think of it kung bakit ko nasabing ironic. Sinusuportahan nga natin ng Duterte principle eh. And one of the very major thing na pinaglabanan na inilaban ni PRRD nung panahon na siya ay nakaupo and even up to now, no? Na sila ang nakapwesto sa Davao City. Ang Davao City po, malakas na talaga ang loob. Kung baka gusto mo nang malugutan ng hininga kung talagang i-involve mo yung sarili mo sa drugs. 'Di ba? Siguro may nakakalusot, siguro may pero maniwala kayo sa hindi. Sa mga pumupunta po ng Davao, kung nagagaling po kayo sa ibang lugar at pumasok po kayo sa Davao at may dala kayong narcotics, good luck sa inyo. Sigurado kayo. No, paglalamayan kayo ng mga pamilya nyo pag hindi kayo umayos. No, kung hindi kayo sumuko or what, kulong talaga kayo. Ganun ang mangyayari sa inyo. kaming mga Duterte supporter, matatawag na narco-vloggers. Diba? I don't even see myself as a vlogger. I am a content creator. Nakita nyo ba sa kahit saan kong navlinag ko yung nangyayari sa buhay ko? Kung ikwento ko sa inyo yung nangyayari sa buhay ko. Yung vlog, yung vlogging. Ang pag-vlog po ay iba pong aspeto, ibang niche po yan. Sa content creation po, maraming iba't ibang klase. We're not vloggers. We don't talk about our life. We talk about things that we see na may public discourse na pinag-uusapan ng publiko. Di po ba? Tapos sasabihin ni Barbers dun sa mga interview niya, una, hindi niya raw kami kilala. Ayun naman pala eh. Tapos, teorya lang nila. Hindi ko alam kung sinong kateorya niya. Diba? Wala siyang binabanggit na pangalan. Puro siya lang yung nagsasalita. At the same time, no? Speculation. Even sa rules of court, hearsay is inadmissible. Hindi ka papaniwalaan dyan. Diba? So sa maraming interview ni Ace Barbers, paulit-ulit niyang sinasabi na kami daw na ay narco at saka pogo funded. Sabi nga ni Flatchick, basahin natin yung sinulat ni Flatchick. For a repeated mention in all of his live interviews with the media, including ambush interviews, Representative Ace Barbers alluding that the 37 invited online opinion writers are narco and pogo bloggers, without the iota of proof, had already committed libel and slander, known broadly as defamation, wherein his statements about 37 online opinion writers are unfounded, resulting to harm their reputation. Barbers made those sweeping statements that the vloggers have received payments from narco and pogo, that someone higher than all of them is commanding their concentrated moves. Doon ako nagulat. All these false statements about the subject already hurt and damaged their reputation under the law. Both are grounds for criminal and civil lawsuits. In his desperation to get their appearance at the TRICOM hearing, Ace Barbers had repeated sweeping statements, hoping to get back at them for allegedly calling him drug lord, when none of the said vloggers really called him as such. If there ever is, he could have filed charges against them instead. Exactly. Diba? Technically, all the 37 online opinion writers can sue and file a class lawsuit against Barbers because their reputation were heavily damaged due to Barbers' libelous statement, resulting in financial loss suffered as a result of their loss of reputation. These 37 opinion writers are not even bloggers because they are doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, journalists, and creative professionals. Tarnishing their personal reputation may result in them diminishing their ability to work or to get potential work opportunities due to the damage of their reputation as a result of the slanderous statements made by Ace Barbers. Kung maaalala nyo, okay, si Raffy Tulfo, kinasuhan yan ng isang pribadong tao hanggang umakyat sila sa Supreme Court. Natalo doon si Raffy Tulfo. Yun yung reason kung bakit siya nagkaroon ng conviction sa libel. Depriving them of work opportunities, they could request for financial damages as well. When you say class lawsuit, guys, ay class suit, ibig sabihin, yung mga taong yan, pwedeng maghabla sa kanya as a group. At the same time, pwede rin individual. Imagine nyo, lahat ng tao yan. Like si Dr. Richard Mata. He's from Davao. Tio Maren is from Davao as well. Kuya Ibi and Jun Ibanez, they're from Cebu. Coco Locoy is from Bicol. And some of us are from Metro Manila. 'Di ba? Paano kung magwatak-watak ng pagkakaso yan? Hahabulin lahat yan ni Barbers. 'Di ba? Halimbawa lang, no? Mag-file sila ng mga kaso nila. Ano sinabi niya sa isang interview niya na nakuha ni Coco Locoy? Pakinggan niyo mabuti to. May tinanong dito si Christian Isguera. Tapos pakinggan niyo kung ano yung sinagot ni Barbers. Para sabihin niya na hindi niya pinag-iinitan ang mga DDS, no? Mga Duterte supporters.
So, obviously, ang dinedefend ng mga ito, yung mga Duterte. Okay. So obviously, ang dinedefend ng mga ito, yung mga Duterte. Okay. So obviously, ang dinedefend ng mga ito, yung mga Duterte. Okay. So obviously...
So, dito sa simpleng statement na to, pero I highly encourage pa rin, no? Panoorin niyo po itong interview na to, kung ano yung pinag-uusapan nila. They were talking about yung mga trolls nga. Sabi nga ni Coco Locoy, yung mga interviews ni Ace Barber sa mainstream media, na galit siya sa mga tinatawag niyang pogo at narco-vloggers na inamin niyang mga Duterte defenders na dapat daw imbestigahan, kasuhan at managot. Tapos gusto niya pumunta kami sa TRICOM hearing na base sa speech niya about pogo and narco-vloggers. At naniniwala kami na hindi niya gagawin sa amin ang nararanasan ng mga naging resource person nila sa mga past hearings na binababoy at kinukulong. Paminsan-minsan, pag nadudulas, mga kasama niya sa totoo nilang pakay sa amin. Yan. Doon sa mga hindi pa po nakaka-subscribe kay Coco Locoy, please go and follow him. Punong-puno ng sarcasm at saka ng yung kanyang mga pinopost. No? Anyway, so dito sa tanong ni Christian Isguera kay Ace Barbers, alam mo na targeted. No? Alam mong targeted. Kasi tingnan mo, out of 40 plus 2 na bago lang nilang invite, including Attorney Claire at saka yung isa si Elijah. Alam mong targeted eh. Pinakamarami. Si Elijah naman hindi yan pro-government eh. Hindi naman yan pro-government eh. Whenever I watch him, ang lagi ko nakikita sa kanya is yung pinaglalaban niya talaga ang pantay na trato sa mga laborers, sa mga workers. Dapat nga magre-react ako doon eh. Hindi, actually, magre-react talaga ako sa sinabi niya. Dahil very on point doon si Elijah San Fernando. 'Di ba? Ngayon, kung babalikan natin to sa usapan natin, dito kitang-kita mo na targeted. Umamin mismo si Barbers. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga tinatawag niyang narco-vloggers at saka pogo-funded vloggers, walang iba kundi yung mga inibita nilang 37. Ngayon nga, ito nga yung nakakatawa. Marami na siyang interview na tinatanong siya. Anong basis nyo? Anong qualification nyo? Lagi niya sinasabi, teorya nila, speculation nila. Imagine mo. Do you really think, Ace Barbers, naging makabuluhan yung pagsira mo sa mga buhay namin by saying na kami ay pogo at saka narco-vloggers? Tapos sasabihin mo, hindi mo kami kilala. Ayun naman pala eh. Hindi mo kami kilala. You know nothing about our lives. Pero tina-target mo kami. Tapos ang nakakatawa dyan, yung pinaka-topic nyo sa TRICOM investigation nyo at saka hearing nyo is about fake news, disinformation. When in fact, ikaw gumagawa nun. Kaya mo bang patunayan sa amin lahat? Na kami ay narco-vloggers at pogo-vloggers? Pag gumawa ka ba ng, sabihin na natin, imbentong ebidensya, sa tingin mo, hindi ka namin nahabulin?
Motion detected at the kitchen.
Hindi kami taong gobyerno. Mga pribado kami. Ngayon ang tanong, Will the 37 file a lawsuit against you? Diba? Sa tingin mo, itong tanong na to, iniisip ng 37 na to, nasampahan ka ng kaso to the tune of 1 billion. Diba? Ilang taong sinira mo? Tingnan mo yung sinabi dito ni Reaction TV. Panoorin mo. Ito hindi nyo pinatawag. No? Hindi nyo to pinatawag. Pero mas maangang pa siya sa akin magsalita. Pakinggan niyo siya.
Would agree to a policy that will be approved by Congress and eventually become a law. Because if they don't agree, then definitely these guys are the purveyors of fake news.
O, di ba? Halimbawa, meron silang batas na gustong gawin. Putang ina. May gusto silang batas na gusto nilang gawin. Hindi kami nag-agree. Hindi tayo nag-agree. Guilty na kami, ganon. Ito, pakinggan po ninyo, ha. Pakinggan ninyo to.
And we wanted to know if they indeed would agree to a policy that will be approved by Congress and eventually become a law. Because if they don't agree, then definitely these guys are the purveyors of fake news. They are the ones who doesn't want to be regulated and controlled.
Putang ina, Barbersa. Pag hindi kami nag-agree sa gusto ninyo, guilty na kami. Anong regulasyon ang gagawin ninyo sa amin? Anong regulasyon ang gagawin niyo sa taong bayan? Ang malayang pagpapahayag? Ang malayang pagsasabi na saloobin? I-regulate ninyo? Wala pa ba tayong batas dyan? Kapag sumobra ang bunganga ng isang tao, wala bang batas na nagsasabing, kakasuhan mo yan, libel yan. Kasuhan mo yan, ano yan. Di ba? Ay yung ginawa mo, na sila ang inimbitahan mo, na naghahanap ka ng narco, pogo, at saka mga Chinese-funded vloggers. Tapos sila yung inimbitahan mo. Ano yung
Ito ngayon nakakatawa dyan, no? Bakit kailangan natin mag-agree? Unang-una sa lahat, it's already unconstitutional from the very start. By the thought itself, it's already unconstitutional. Bakit ko sinabi yan? Paulit-ulit ko nang sinasabi yan dito. Under Article 3, Section 4, no law shall abridge the freedom of expression, speech, and freedom of the press. Ibig sabihin, kung gumawa ka ng batas that will abridge those freedom, that's already unconstitutional. It's not for us to approve it. Tangina to si Barbers. Bakit kami ang mag-a-approve niyan? Even the Supreme Court will strike that down. Even yung mga kasama mo dyan na marunong talaga sa batas, they're not gonna pass a law abridging. Kung tutusin, between kami at ikaw ang talagang purveyor. Bakit ko nasabi? Dahil tinawag mo kaming pogo paid vloggers at saka narco vloggers. Ganyan kakatindi. Na wala kang pinangahawakan. Sa mga interviews mo, tandaan mo, lahat ng sinabi mo will be legally binding sa'yo. Ikaw rin mismo nagsabi sa mga interviews mo. You don't know us? Information that you have is unverified. Kaya hindi kayo naglalabas. I don't know any of mga kasama ko. Hindi ko alam kung ano mga galawan nila. Hindi ko alam kung ano naiisip nila. But one thing is for sure. I'm a fan of those people. Attorney Trixie, Ma'am MJ, Doc Lorraine. Diba? Itong mga taong to, marami itong kilala. Maraming nag-feed sa kanila. Kung gusto lang nila maglabas ng mga baho nyo, kayang-kaya nila eh. Diba? Kayang-kaya nila maglabas ng mga baho ninyo, pero bakit hindi nila ginagawa? Kaya sabi ni Ma'am Joey, there's this one post coming from Ma'am Joey. May pinakitang data rito si Ma'am Joey na meron daw unliquidated file. May unliquidated daw na Nasaan yung pinost dito ni Ma'am Joey? Sandali, hinahanap ko lang. May pinakita siya na ito daw si Ace Barbers. Merong unliquidated. Ayan, pakita ko sa inyo. Ace Barbers, na-liquidate mo na ba ang 25 million 836 at 310 pesos na intelligence at confidential fund mo nakubra mo bilang governor ng Surigao del Sur. So may pinakita siyang data dyan. This was the data. Ace Barber served as a governor of Surigao del Sur noong 2007 to 2010. As a governor, he was entrusted with intelligence confidential fund. Now, I'm not totally against confidential intelligence fund. For me, these funds are necessary tool to be an effective executive official if backed up by reasonable plans and programs. If it is a matter of liquidation, as of June 30, 2022, according to this document, Ace Barber has not liquidated 25 million of confidential and intelligence fund transferred to him by the provincial capital of Surigao del Sur. Ito nga dapat ang pinapaliwanag mo, tax ng bayan yan, tapos ang kapal ng mukha mong, mag-demand sa mga vloggers magbayad ng tax. As if pwede naming iwasan yan. See? Ang taong bayan may karapatan na kalkalin yung mga pinagagawa nyo, lalo na if it is about tax. No? Pero si Ace Barbers, to interfere in our personal life, that is a big no. Diba? Actually, may nag-file ng reklamo. May nag-file na ng reklamo sa ombudsman laban kay Ace Barbers. Copy and send to ombudsman and copy on ethics. Sabi dito to Philemon Esperas, chairman of Committee on Ethics and Privileges. A reminder, sir, of Republic Act number 6713, Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards of Public Officials and Employees. Citing Rule 3, Section 1, Ace Barber seems to have a need for training in the administration of his duties as legislators. He is to craft legislation, yet he doesn't seem to fully comprehend what it means to regulate the use. The monetizations, and the very freedoms that surround new media skills as a lawmaker. Please submit him to some training. It is demanded on his job. Says so in documenting pertaining to the Code of Ethics for Government Workers. Also, Congressman Espares, which provision of in your Code of Ethics, particularly under dignity, integrity, and reputation, which is under the chairmanship, does it fall that Congressman Barbers has the right to hurl towards a citizen, which is, diba, a slur embodied in his bakla remark within the halls of Congress in an official hearing where laws were deliberated upon that pertains to the job as a public servant. The people deserve more answers also on due use of our hard-earned taxes. It should not be exploited to give space and time to congressmen to issue derogatory remarks to citizens. According to the same RA, remiss of their duties could constitute dismissal without the need for litigation. We watch because the halls of Congress do not anymore embody the august description in which it once did when it likes to be a form of the former Miriam Defensor Santiago walks those halls. Is this the best of us? We write this as an open letter because though it pertains to Ace Barber's horrid conduct the last few days, it applies to many members of the House of Representatives. Honestly, it is a pervasive and quite appalling. So basically, may nag-file na pala ng complaint sa Ombudsman at saka sa Committee on Ethics tungkol sa inasal ni Ace Barbers, no? So may pauna na pala. Yung tungkol naman sa pagpa-file ng cyber libel case about kay Ace Barbers, wala akong idea dyan. But definitely, as you can see here, no, 1,300 shares na po ito, 220 comments. Tingnan natin. Sabi ni Ma'am Joey, I never called him drug lord. Sabi ni Andy Yu, Dear Noisy 37, kindly file a class action suit for defamation against this corrupt politician, Barbie. Not just a personal defense, but a powerful statement to those in Congress who believe they act above the law. This lawsuit should send clear message: abuse of power, intimidation of critics, and attempt to cover up wrongdoing will not be tolerated. Enough is enough. We cannot allow corrupt officials to manipulate the system, silence whistleblowers, and evade accountability. By taking this bold step, you can set a precedent that no one is above the law, not even those in the wielded power in the halls of Congress. Sabi ng isang Met Bautista, Mark Lopez is correct. Barbers is one of the most stupid congressmen in suggesting that vloggers should secure a franchise from Congress. He sees the tree but not the forest. Does he really have the mental capacity to comprehend what franchise is? Cyberspace is not owned by government. Stupid indeed. See, kahit hindi kami nagsasalita, mas masakit pa ang nagiging comment, no, ng ating mga netizen. Sabi ni Joel Valencia, a big yes, file a case for a class lawsuit. Walang alam sa batas, kaya kailangan turuan ng tamang batas. Sabi ni Marimo, I'm from Surigao and we will never vote that stupid, arrogant congressman. Pag nanalo yan, dinaya na. Yes, it's about time. Sabi ng ano. People are encouraging the 37. No? Babasa ako, hindi pala nyo. Sabi ni Tikman Lea Santos, yes, sue him. His position in the House of Representatives offers no immunity from the consequences of defamation. Politicians are not above the law. Kung mangyari man, nakasuhan si Barbers, this will be the first time na magkakaroon ng isang class lawsuit ng isang congressman, di ba? Oh, another idiot fading into the sunset we will soon forget. Sabi ni Jojo Castro. Ayon kay Angelito Apale, it would be good for the country if a class lawsuit for defamation be filed against Barbers et al. So these feeling entitled persons can be put into the proper places. File them. Actually, hindi mapapasama si Barbers lang si Barbers yung nagsasalita. Diba? Hindi natin madadamay kung sino man. Oh, gustong-gusto ng netizen, nakasuhan ka, Barbers. Paano ba to? Oh, sabi ni Dios Nabiscus the situation involving representative in the online opinion writers raises significant legal and ethical concern, particularly surrounding defamation laws in the Philippines. Understanding defamation in Philippine law under Article 353 in the Revised Penal Code, defamation is defined as a public and malicious imputation of a crime, vice, and defect, whether real or imaginary, that tends to dishonor or discredit another person. It is classified into categories, libel and slander. Oral defamation, it applies to spoken words such as interviews and public speeches. To establish a case of defamation, the complainants, in this case, the 37 online writers, must prove the key elements: imputation, publication of imputation, malice, identifiable. Can the 37 writers file a class lawsuit? A class action lawsuit is a legal procedure where a group of individuals collectively bring a case to court For this to proceed under the Philippine civil law, the plaintiff must show a common cause of action. Excuse me. The 37 individuals were similarly harmed. Direct damage, loss of professional and reputation or income due to defamatory remarks. If the plaintiffs can demonstrate that defamation resulted in financial loss, emotional distress, or professional harm, they would have legal grounds to seek damages collectively. Potential consequences for Ace Barbers is found guilty of libel under the revised penal code. Prison correctional 6 months and 1 day to 6 years. Fines between 200 to 6,000 to civil damages awarded by the complainants can be significantly higher. Given his position, Barbers may attempt to invoke parliamentary immunity, which is of course not, which protects legislators from liability from speeches or debates conducted within Congress. However, the statement made outside official congressional proceedings, such as media interviews, are not covered by this immunity. Freedom of speech versus defamation. While Article 3, Section 4 of the 97 protects the freedom of speech, the law also limits that prevents speeches that causes harm and reputational damages. Barber's public accusation, if proven false and malicious, could constitute actionable defamation. Possible resolution. A legal battle could escalate tension, but alternate routes like mediation or public retraction may resolve the dispute without prolonged litigation. Lawmakers, as public officials, are expected to maintain professionalism and avoid inflammatory language that could harm private citizens' reputation. Now, haba ng explanation dito. Ano sa tingin yung mangyayari? Balikan natin dito si Reaction Team.
Ano mo doon? Ano yung ini-implied mo? Tanong lang sa'yo. Bakit mo sila inimbitahan? Siyempre, hindi sila pupunta. Kasi hindi naman sila pogo vloggers. Hindi sila narco vloggers. At hindi rin sila Chinese-funded vloggers. Tapos, meron kayong ihahaing panukalang batas na magkokontrol sa mga vloggers? Magkokontrol sa mga bunganga namin? Paano mo kokontrolin ang freedom of speech and freedom of expression? Putang inang yan. Paano mo kokontrolin yon, Barbers? May kumokontrol dyan. May batas na sinusunod. Freedom of speech, may batas na sinusunod dyan. Meron kang mga kalayaan, pero pag lumabas ka doon, malaya ka pa rin sabihin mo ang mga yan. Halimbawa lang ito, pag sinabi kong ikaw ay drug lords, freedom of speech ko yun. Pwede ko sabihin yun. Pero hindi pala totoo. Di ba? Kasinungalingan. So anong gagawin mo ngayon? Didemanda mo ko libel. Didemanda mo ko cyber libel, cyber bullying, tsaka libel. Pwede mo kong idemanda. Kasi freedom eh. Di ba may kalayaan ako sabihin? Kaya lang I have to be fully accountable, responsible sa lahat ng aking mga pahayag. Pero may freedom ako. Naintindihan mo yun? Ano pa ba regulation ang kailangan mong gawin? Kaya lang, halimbawa lang to Barbers Tanong lang pala to, tanong. Hindi ba kaya ginagawa mo yan dahil nasaktan ka dun sa balitang lumabas? Hindi ba kaya ginagawa mo yan, tanong lang to, Barbers, dahil may nag-uutos sa'yo na ang mga vloggers nila hindi umuubra sa amin? Hindi ba kaya may nag-kokontrol sa'yo na harapin nyo naman, pagkatapos nyo kay DP Sara, kay Pangulong Duterte, yung mga vloggers naman nila, putangin na nila, ubusin natin yan. Magsimula kay Duterte hanggang sa mga vloggers, padapain natin yan. Tanong lang yun, hindi ba kaya yun ang inyong plano? Lalong-lalo na ngayon panahon ng election, Barbers? Anong regulasyon ang ibibigay mo sa amin? Anong regulasyon? Yung bawal magmura? Putangin na, Supreme Court nga nagsabi, ang pagmumura hindi krimen. Isang ekspresyon yan. Pag may ginawa kayong kaputahan dyan, ginagahasan ninyo ang taong bayan, ginagahasan ninyo ang gobyerno, di putangin na kayo. Alright, Reaction TVPS, nagbabalik, reaction. Napakaganda po ng pag-uusapan natin ngayong mga kareaksyon Mantagin po ninyo mga kareaksyon. Si Barbers pala ay pwede makasuhan. Pwede po siyang makasuhan. Kailangan Hoy, Barbers, makinig ka dito ha.
Namo.
Mantagin mo, Barbers. Dada ka ng dada na may mga tinatawag kang pogo vloggers, narco vloggers, ha? At may tinatawag ka pang Chinese funded vloggers. Ngayon, nung nagngangawa ka, Barbers, doon sa privilege speech mo, di ba sinabi mo may mga fogo vloggers, may mga narco vloggers, saka may mga Chinese funded vloggers? Ngayon, yung bang mga inimbitahan mo para maimbestiga yung akusasyon mo na merong kang alam na mga pogo vloggers, narco vloggers, Chinese funded vloggers, sino sa mga inimbitahan mo ang pogo vloggers, narco vloggers, saka Chinese funded vloggers? Sino sa kanila? Sino? Kasi dapat meron sa kanila eh. Kasi may mga inimbitahan ka eh. Di ba? Ang sinabi mo noon, na iimbitahan mo yung mga pogo vloggers.
Actually, panoorin nyo lang yung yung interview kay yung naging interview kay Barbers yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina ni Christian Esguerra. No, na kinonfirm doon ni Barbers na mga Duterte defender ang tinutukoy niya. Na-capture pa yun ni Coco Locoy eh. Oh, eto. Balikan natin. Oh, eto.
So obviously ang dinedefend ng mga ito, yung mga Duterte. Okay. So obviously ang dinedefend ng mga ito, yung mga Duterte. Okay. So obviously ang dinedefend ng mga ito, yung mga Duterte. Okay.
Diba? Balik tayo dito kay Reaction TV.
Narco vloggers, tsaka mga Chinese funded vloggers. At may inimbitahan kang 37 online opinion.
More influence, our sisterhood, okay?
Na ang kanilang reputasyon ay nabahiran, pwede kaya nating idemanda si Barbers? Pwede kaya natin siyang kasuhan ng class lawsuit? Kasi mga ka-reaction ang kanyang privilege speech patungkol sa mga di umano meron daw siyang di umano pogo vloggers, narco vloggers, tsaka mga Chinese funded vloggers. Ngayon, ang tanong natin kay Barbers, yung bang mga inimbitahan mo dyan sa TRICOM, makinig ka dito, Barbers, ha? Yung bang mga inimbitahan mo dun sa TRICOM, sino sa kanila ang pogo vloggers, ang narco vloggers, tsaka Chinese funded vloggers? Yun ang unang
Actually, natanong na yan sa kanya. The thing is, ang sagot lang niya dyan, una, they are still about to verify pa that. Pangalawa, they don't know any one of us. Pangatlo, yan ang kanyang ang kanyang classification is based on theory at saka speculation. That's how stupid it is. Diba? Ganon ka-reckless si Ace Barbers. Kaya tuloy ang netizen, excuse me, after nila mapanood yung compilation mga videos ng mga pinagsasabi ni Barbers, they've been encouraging the 37 to file a class lawsuit. Hindi pa po kami nag-uusap. Kaming 37. Kung anong plano namin. Maybe, just maybe. No. We might decide to file a class lawsuit against Ace Barbers sa mga pinagsasabi niya. And meron na rin naman siyang admission eh. Diba? Again, nasa pinag-uusapan pa rin. Titingnan namin kung, kasi sa totoo lang, hindi naman kami may idea niyan. idea yan ng mga netizen. Pinakita ko naman sa inyo yung comment section. Kakasuhan ba? O nag-idea na lang namin eh. Dahil yan na yung sigaw ng mga netizen eh. Diba? See how ironic it is. Ikaw ay nagpapatawag ng pahiring dyan sa about fake news. Tapos ikaw ang mangunguna sa fake news. Diba? Ikaw magpapakalat na kami ay narco-vloggers. Kami ay Pogo paid vloggers or Chinese vloggers. I don't know anyone from the government. I don't know anyone from the school. Well, malalaman natin in the coming days. Total, may nag-file na ng complaint sa'yo sa ombudsman at saka sa ethics, no? Commission, sa ethics committee ninyo. I don't know them, pero meron na. Ngayon, kung sasampahan ka pa ng kaso for cyber libel, that's another thing. At this point, the public, the netizen, are encouraging the 37 to do that. Hindi pa namin sila nakakausap. Ngayon, nagre-react pa lang ako. So, let's see. Diba? Kung kayo ba tatanungin ko, should we file a class lawsuit against Ace Barber sa lahat ng mga pinagsasabi niya? Na ang ebidensya lang niya is based sa theory niya at speculation niya. Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat sa panonood. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, at i-comment nyo na kung ano sa tingin niyo. Siyempre, gusto rin namin makinig sa inyo. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!